Parsha Yigash, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rebbe Yitzchok Zatzal. And this week, Yigash falls out the Yom Tov of Hey Teves, and Rabbi Khan, when it was the first time, the great Yom Tov in Tavshim Mem Zayin, 1987, he spoke about something very beautiful, explaining the miracle of Hey Teves and in connection to, like an extension from a beautiful explanation from the Rebbe's father. In this week's Parsha we have, it's mentioned the famous question twice, how Yidden are going down to Mitzrayim, once in this week's Parsha by Yigash, and also in Parsha Shmois. And the Eibishter says in Parsha Shmois to the Yidden that the whole kavanah of Golus is in order to reach, to receive Matan Torah. When I take you out of Mitzrayim, Tavdinus or Lakim al Harazed, the Eibishter told Moshe Rabbeinu, they're going to service me, worship me from this mountain which is Matan Torah. So the whole Golus, the suffering and the agony and the pain that we have from Golus, that gives birth to a special revelation of Torah. Comes Rebbe Yitzchok and says so beautiful, and he says that the higher level, the more deeper level of revelation of Torah, that's when we have a greater level of pain. And he explains so beautiful. He says there are three levels. It's brought down in Torah for this week's Parsha that the reason of Golus Mitzrayim, after that Golus, we received Matan Torah. And then this Golus, in general, after the Churban Bayis Sheni, which was to the Romans, the descendants of Esau, as we'll soon explain, Edom, through that we merited to the revelation of Nista the Torah, which is Kabbalah. Comes Rabbi Levi says something so beautiful. He said like this: the Golus Mitzrayim, we were in Egypt. Mitzrayim, where did they come from? So it says in Chumash in Parshas Noach that Mitzrayim was the son of Chom. Chom is a brother of Shem. Noach had three children, Shem, Chom, and Yafes. From Shem came out Avraham Avinu, and his children went into Golus Mitzrayim by who? From a descendant, from like a cousin to Avraham Avinu. Goyim, Mitzrayim, children of Bnei Chom. And that suffering brought to the Gilui of Teres Hanigla, the revealed part of Torah, which is the mechanism of Judaism, the practical part of observance. But that doesn't, as explained many times, that doesn't give us the reasoning and why Hashem created the world and why the whole reasoning of the Torah, Time mitzvahs, that we all have in Kabbalah and Chassidus. Now, comes Chassidus and explains in Torah Ben Maimorim that this Golus, this long Golus, the suffering, brought the revelation of Nista the Torah, the secrets of the Torah. Who is the Golus? Since it's a higher level of revelation, the deeper part of the Torah, the Pnimis of Torah, so the exile had to also be in a measure of more harsher, more painful. That's why the Golus of Edom, the one who destroyed the Beis Hamikdash, was a much closer relative. It was the children of Esau. Yitzchok had two children. They were twins, born in the same stomach, the same womb as Rivka, Yaakov and Esau. From Yaakov came out the Yidden. From Esau came out Edom. Came out the Romans. The Romans came and destroyed the second Beis Hamikdash, and they started the second Golus, which didn't, this Golus which didn't, it's not over yet till Mashiach comes. And through that, we merited to have the revelation of Nista the Torah. Explains Rabbi Levi, even though we have Kabbalah, Kabbalah is more, we don't really, the way it was given to us originally, through the Arizal and the Zoyar, it's more of a Munah. We believe, but we don't understand many of the concepts. Now came the next step, which is Gilui of Chassidus, says Rebbe Levi, Yutas Kislev. Yutas Kislev was even a more painful type of exile for the Alter Rebbe in jail. Because who did it? Who was the ones who caused it? Was Yidden, from a Yidden, who were all descendants of Yaakov in the realm of Bnei Yisrael. They were the ones who caused the pain of the Alter Rebbe going to jail. And that brought the Gilui Chassidus. So because it was a greater level of revelation of Chassidus, that's why the pain was so close, like your own brothers, your own Jewish people, religious Jews should do such a thing. Chassidus is even greater than Kabbalah, explains Rabbi Yitzchok. Why? Because Chassidus took, number one, they bridged together the Nigla and the Nister. They showed how the secrets of Torah and the Nigla is all connected. And also they took these concepts, these Kabbalistic concepts, and brought it down into the Seichel, into the revealed part of the person, the Nigla part of the person that the person should understand. It shouldn't only just believe what it says. The more, when you study it, and in Chassidus in great detail, they took these Kabbalistic language and brought it down to the Seichel Anushi. Even any intelligent person who, with diligence, could learn and understand these Kabbalistic language. So something that's to take the secrets and bring it down into the nigla, into the revealed, it must be from a higher level. And that was the Gilui of Chassidus from the Baal Shem Tov, and especially from the Alter Rebbe in Kislev. This is the basic word from the Rebbe's father, that Golus Mitzrayim was the revelation of Nigla the Torah, that was Bnei Chom, a cousin. The Golus of Edom, more closer children of Esau, and that brought to the revelation of Kabbalah. Yudas Kislev was even Yidden alone who did it, and that brought the revelation of Chassidus, which is even higher than Kabbalah. Rabbi Khan, from this he took a step further, and he said the story of Hey Teves was so painful. It wasn't just a Yid, it was a Yid, it was a grandson, so a close relative, so close. And he went against not only the revelation of Chassidus, but also against the Nossi himself and the Melech and the Malka alone, the king and the queen from the 7th generation of revelation of Chassidus. It was an attack on them personally. It was such a deep, painful period. And that will bring, explains that time, this was 40 years ago, we're going into the 40th year now. You look at Lubavitch, how it was in 1987, Tov Mem Zayin, end of 86, 87, and how it's now. It's unbelievable how that painful period brought the greatest revelation of Gilui of Chassidus. There isn't a place in the world where they don't learn Tanya, where they learn Chassidus in all languages. This has all happened in the last 40 years. And this is all a preparation that not only will we have Teres Nigla, not only will we have the Pnimis, the Kabbalah, not only will we have Chassidus, but also the entire world through the Rebbe will reveal Chassidus, and through that, like the Baal Shem Tov promised, we will have the revelation of Mashiach. So you see how beautiful Rabbi explained as an extension from the Rebbe's father's explanation about how the steps of the Golus work through the history. We understand, we can have a good or some deeper understanding of the whole process of Teves made up speedily in our day with the Gilui from Mashiach and Toides Mashiach, the Torah Chadasha Me'iti Tetzei.